we are going to have the shlokas in English, and I'm going to go through the shlokas of 18th chapter, shloka 1 to shloka 10, and then whatever are the important shlokas which you would like to share with our viewers, we would really prefer if you could talk in detail about the most important shlokas. Here I go, Guruji. Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhama veditum Tyagasa cha rishikesha prathakkeshi nishudana Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu Sarva karma phala tyagam prahustyagam vichakshana.
I'd like to say something. Kamyanam karmanam tyagam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. Now, the emphasis here is not on stopping activity. There are four kinds of actions, four kinds of activities. One is niyat karma or nitya karma, which is essential duty. And if you do not perform those duties, then you incur sin. Normally, a person incurs sin when he does something wrong. But there are some essential things which if he does not do, then he incurs sin. And the nitya karma is meditation. Regular meditation. If a person misses a meditation, actually he is incurring some sin according to Vedic literature. Then the second is naimittik karma. Naimittik karma means in order to do that essential activity, you need some other activities as supportive activities. So these are called naimittik. In order to meditate, you have to maintain your body, keep it healthy, so you have to eat properly, you have to earn money. Now those things are in order to do meditation. The secondary importance. Third is kamya karma. Kamya karma means if you have time, if you have inclination, you can do it. There's no harm, no gain, nothing like that. Entertainment, you can say. And the fourth is prohibited karmas, nishiddha karma, which you should not do. Now, if a person is totally focused on the most important, then he has no time left for irrelevant things.
Right, the second category or the third or the fourth one.
Second may still be needed.
Right.
Because second is necessary for doing the first category.
Right.
But even that will be done only to the extent which is necessary.
Right.
More than that is
the third category of amusement.
But third category of
and
amusement
the fourth one.
and the fourth one obviously is prohibited, so one would not do that. But third category also one would not find time for that, because if he really realizes the importance of the first two categories. So that is what he means. Kamyanam karmanam tyagam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. That sannyas means being really focused in the most important things so that you don't have time for these things.
Guruji, these four categories of karmas, where are these specifically mentioned? Is it, Gita does not talk about these four different categories. Is it some other shastra, or is it mentioned at some other place of Gita?
Actually, it's not specifically mentioned in Gita, but most of the literature, many places you will find it in Mahabharata, in Manusmriti, everywhere. This is a very general common theme in Vedic literature. These four kinds of things.
Should I go ahead with the third one? Tyajyam doshvadityeke karma prahur manishina yajyadana tapa karma na tyajyamiti chapare.
Now here also, normally people say, as Bhagavad Gita itself says, that many people think that activity should be renounced, doshvat, as if it is something wrong. Now, here one has to understand that the same activity, same phenomenon can be seen in two different ways. If a person is going from a hut to a palace, one way of describing this phenomenon is that he is going to the palace.
Right.
Another way of describing the same thing is he is renouncing the hut.
Right.
If you are going from A to B, emphasis could be on leaving A or on getting to B.
Right.
Really, the aim is to get to B. Right. Leaving A is not important.
Right.
similarly, when we go from grosser activity to more subtle activity, as I would normally say, when a person gets promoted in an organization, what do we mean by promotion? A shop floor worker gets promoted to a supervisor, then to an engineer, to an architect, like that. What is happening is at each stage, the activity is becoming more and more subtle, less and less physical, more and more mental, then more
Still
more subtle, and then ultimately spiritual, and like that.
Right.
So knowledge content keeps on increasing, and activity, physical activity, energy consumption keeps on decreasing.
Right.
Now, this is what is the essence of development, basically, promotion in an organization or development in any field of life.
Right.
But again, there are two ways of looking at it. One is to say, oh, mental activity is more important than physical activity. One is to say, you should do more and more mental activity. And if the same thing somebody says, oh, you should not do physical activity. Yeah.
Right.
What is to be done is not emphasized, what is not to be done is emphasized.
Right.
Even though they are meaning the same thing,
Right.
but because of the difference in emphasis, a person may think that just leaving physical activity is good enough.
Which is not going to be the case.
Which is not going to, you leave this thing in order to do something better.
Right.
You know? That is what has happened. Over time, people started saying that if a person is doing mental activity, is not doing physical activity, they're saying, oh, not doing physical activity is something good, so stop doing physical activity. You know? That is what Lord Krishna is negating here. That just some people think that just stopping doing activity is good, and that he says is a wrong understanding.
Right. So in the fourth shloka, now we go ahead. Nischyam shranu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purushvyagra trividha samprakirtita.
Here he is just giving that there are three kinds of renunciation, and he'll be explaining it later.
Right. The fifth one is Yajyadana tapa karma na tyajyam karyameva tat yajyodanam tapaschava pavanani manishinam. The sixth one is
Yajya, Dan, and Tapa.
Tapa.
Yajya is going deep inside. Going again from gross to subtle, basically. Because when we do even a physical yajna, we put something, some eatables, etc., into the fire.
Right.
So before that, it was a physical thing, very visible. Once we put it into the fire, what remains is just the smell, just the essence of it. Yeah? So something gross has been converted into something subtle, and it's expanded. When it was a physical thing, it was put in a cup or something. When you put it in fire, the fragrance spreads much faster to a wider range. Yeah?
Right.
So it becomes expanded, it becomes more subtle. So that is yajna. From a physical self, we go to our consciousness level, which is more expanded and more subtle. Dan is, again, when our sense of self expands to others also. Then we want to help the bigger self, which includes other people.
Right.
Yeah? So we give from our side whatever we can. So that is done. Yeah? And tapa is, in order to do these two things, whatever needs to be, like if there is some difficulty, if there is some discomfort, then we are so happy doing these things that we are ready to face that.
Forgo our comfort.
Forgo our comfort to some extent. So that is the.
Okay, Swami.
But these three should not be dropped. That is what.
Right. So here is the sixth one. Etanyapi tu karmani sangam tyaktva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityaga tamasa parikirtita.
Here he says that whatever is a defined duty, what is your which you must do. If because of wrong understanding you leave that, you stop doing your duty, prescribed duty, then that is also leaving activity, but that is tamasic activity.
Right.
Tamasic
Right.
renunciation.
Now it is the 8th one. Dukhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajit sakritva rajasam tyagam neva tyaga phalam labhet.
So first was that we didn't understand the importance of the activity and therefore we left it, even though it was necessary. So that is tamasic. That is because of ignorance.
Right.
The second quality is we know it's important, but we are not ready to sacrifice our comfort to do that.
Right.
So that is rajasic renunciation.
Right. Karyamatyeva yat karma niyatam kriyet. I'll go through it, the whole of it again. Karyamatyeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam tyaktva phalam chava satyaga satviko mata.
So here he defines the best kind of renunciation, that it's not the activity as such which is to be renounced. It is our attachment to the activity which is to be renounced. So whatever needs to be done, we do that, but we do it not because I like to do it, because it is our duty and we have to do that. So that is sattvic renunciation.
Right. Now we come to the last one for today, 10th shloka. Na dveshta kushlam karma kushle nanu shajjate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi channa sanshaya.
This is a very interesting shloka. It says one should not dislike activities in which one is not an expert. And one should not get too much attached to things in which one is an expert.
Right.
That applies to both our own activities and others' activities also.
Right.
Sometimes we think, if I am very good at something, I just want to keep on doing that. But if that happens, then our growth is stopped. Growth involves learning some things which we don't know well.
Right.
We'll make mistakes. But if we are ready to make mistakes, then only we'll learn.
Right.
So we should not get too much attached to things which we are able to do very nicely,
Right.
and not start hating things which we are not good at. It's good to try things. Similarly with others also, if someone else is learning, he's definitely likely to make mistakes. We don't hate a person because he's making mistakes. In fact, we should love him because he's trying at least.
Right.
So this is the essence of it. So 10 shlokas are complete for
Thank you
today.
so much, Swamiji. Thank you for the wonderful support and such a nice explanation.
We'll continue doing this like that, 10 shlokas at a time, and maybe.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Hind.